Greetings, geeks and geekorellas. It is me. I am back for Doctor Who. Yay! And ladies and gentlemen, I think he did it. I think Chibnall and his people, excuse me, repositioning Harley. Damn it! You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna keep that in. Chibnall and his people managed to do another non-human villain. And it was actually pretty good. But before we get into specifics, quick spoiler warning. If you hadn't seen it, go watch it, then come back and tell me what you think. Comments down below. Also, I will remind you guys again next week. But just as a heads up, announcement thing. Week after next. Well, see, here's the thing. I always do Doctor Who, then Supergirl. Because Doctor Who is what started this channel. It was the first show that I decided to review. It was the first show that started getting me views. Making me think that I could actually do this. As a hobby, and maybe someday as income. So Doctor Who has a special place in my heart. However, due to scheduling, the finale of Doctor Who is coming on the same day as the first day of the Arrowverse crossover, Elseworlds. And like hell, I'm gonna miss that. So, I still will be doing Doctor Who, but that week, I will be doing Supergirl first, then Doctor Who. But, for now, let's talk about this week's episode. And this week was pretty interesting. The Doctor and her team found themselves during the witch trials. The, British witch trials. And, the team came in saying that they were witch investigators, and they also went and realized that the woman who's heading everything is nowhere to be mentioned in history. So they're like, let us investigate and maybe try to stop these witch trials. Because 36 people are now dead because of this one lady calling everyone a witch. Well, they start to do it and things get a little bit interesting with some reanimated mud. But then, sorry about that, tech issues. King James himself shows up, played by Alan Cummings, who I freaking love, who, fun fact, was twice during the New Who era called by the Doctor Who people asking him to be the Doctor, and he said no because filming Doctor Who requires you to be a lot in Wales, and he didn't want to be locked down and in that place. So he said no. But luckily he said yes to this guest spot where he was really good, and it was really cool to see him. And I'm kind of glad that he wasn't the villain. I do kind of wish that he was the villain as an alien, because this show really needs some more good alien villains. But anyway, back to the story. He comes in and immediately sees the Doctor and is like, oh, you're a woman. You can't be in charge. You, points to Graham, you must be in charge. You're the general. But, and the interesting thing with him is he's sexist, but at the same time, he keeps flirting with and hitting on Ryan. So it's like, you can accept that, but not that. Anyway, just as the Doctor's starting to like try to figure some stuff out, see what's going on, find out that the animated mud is now inhabiting the dead. She's starting to realize that the lady who's been hunting witches is at the center of all of this. And just as she's starting to point her finger at her and say, you did this, the lady's like, no, I did not do this. You did this. You are the witch, Doctor. And so they put the Doctor on trial for being a witch. But she breaks out of her chains underwater. And she's like, one thing, I just broke out of the chains because I knew how to do that thanks to one wet weekend with Houdini. Anyway, I love her references. So the Doctor gets and the team find out that what's been actually going on is this bitchy lady, she actually like cut down a tree because it was blocking her view from her window. And when she did, she unknowingly broke the seal on an ancient prison that was holding the Parnath? I believe that was their name. I could totally be getting that wrong. Arathian? Something like that. But anyway, so these mud people are actually aliens that have been put in ancient prison by an ancient race, and now they're coming up and they want to take over Earth, and they want their king to inhabit our king, King James. So the Doctor and team must team up together to save him and to save the whole town. They end up putting everyone back in the prison except for the queen, who's now inhabiting the bitchy lady from before. And before she can go back to her prison, Alan Cummings just murders that bitch. He's like, you're a witch, you need to burn. Now granted, it was burning off of the prison tree, so it made sense that that's how she would die, but still, he just killed a bitch. But, anyway, he kills her. The Doctor kind of chastises him and is mad at him for the rest of the episode, but she still says some quips to him and stuff. And we eventually find out that the reason why this lady has never been known to history is because her name has been stricken from history. Thanks to King James. So the day saved. Everyone who still lives is going off in their own ways. Doctor and team leave. Ba-da-ba. Story's over. And I actually really did like it. And I like that there was like an evil alien threat to this episode. I wish it wasn't another case of a human villain being behind everything. But it's weird because this episode, it kind of was, but it wasn't at the same time. But I still really enjoyed it. And I like the twist of the mud people. And I hope they show up again. I hope we get to see any previous things from older Doctor Who. Or even just this season, like the Stenza. They've been mentioned once and seen once. Can we see them again before the finale? There are rumors that the finale itself will feature Daleks, and I, for one, kind of hope that they do, because for a season that's had lackluster villains, to end on Doctor Who's best villains would be a pretty good balancing act and a pretty good cherry on top. So let's see. And even though I sound maybe not as enthusiastic about this episode, I still freaking love Jodie and the whole TARDIS team, especially Graham, where he wears that pilgrim hat for the whole freaking episode until the final battle, where he's like, "No, the Doctor, you need to be the general," and so he puts the hat on her, which is also kind of cute. But I love the characters. I just don't always love the episodes, but I still really did like this episode. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you will be seeing me in a few hours for Supergirl. But that's it for now. Till next time, and beyond.